Hi guys, welcome back. I am here to finish up part 2 of the video that I filmed in yesterday. It has been about 24 hours since I filmed that one. What I did was I just rinsed out the extensions how I said I was going to with cool water after about 15 minutes of processing, and I toned the ends with a purple shampoo for about 3 minutes, and I put the heat protectant that I use on my hair and the leave-in conditioner, and I just let them dry overnight. They were about 95% dry. The roots of the clip-ins were a little bit wet still, but I think it's because I had them clamped with my clips, so they just didn't get as dry as the end. So I just went ahead and blow dried them really quickly, and I placed them in my head. The only reason I didn't film that was because I used the same exact placement as yesterday. I didn't change anything up on that. It's the same exact thing, and I just straightened them, and that was nothing special or exciting. So I just wanted to pop on and have them installed already so that we can get started with the haircut. And usually what I find interesting with this length and with this color is I think it's a really good match, and I usually don't ever wear my extensions straight. I always do them curly just because I feel a little bit like people are going to be able to tell like they don't blend in properly. But with these, I think once I trim them, I'm going to be wearing them straight. So I wanted to cut them straight so that I could see exactly how everything's going to lay. So we'll go ahead and get started. You're just going to need a comb, a wide tooth comb. I can't find my wide tooth comb or my back brushing brush. So I'm just going to be using this one. This should be good. And you'll need some shears. I'm not really going to use a clip or anything because it's just going to be like a quick little trim. So like I said before, you want to be really careful with your real hair. You don't want to cut it, especially if you're trying to grow it out. So I'm just going to grab like a rough section from ear to ear, kind of like that, and comb it all forward very loosely. And then also notice that my hair is starting to fall like my real hair. So what I like to do is I'll go to the bottom and leave like the longest piece out, and then I'll make sure that this whole like perimeter is out so that I can know not to go past that. Alright, so once, let me kind of do that again so you can see. So there's the longest hair there of mine. So what I'm going to do is kind of comb it all forward, because that's kind of how I style it, is all forward. And then my hair's in here too. It's this one right here, this little piece here. So once that falls, like it should, like there, that's when I'm going to start kind of cutting at an angle. So I'm going to just kind of cut that off, but very... I'm opening and closing the scissors, but very lightly, like kind of doing like that. I'm not closing them all the way, because if you close them all the way, you're going to get you're going to chop the whole piece off. So you're going to kind of just want to like do this little motion all the way down, and that's what's going to create that like soft line that just kind of created. So I'm going to go in again on that piece just to make sure that it's, you know, how I want it. And this cough is still, like the itchy throat and everything, it still has not gone away, and it's driving me crazy. I just want to feel 100%, but that's okay. We're going to power through. So I basically just chopped off or cut off that amount, and you'll see that it already gives it a lot more body than it had before. It has more of like a angled effect. You'll see that it already kind of frames a little bit more versus this side here, where this is my real hair, and then it's just like a sheet of hair, and it doesn't have like that movement that I like my hair to have. So just by doing that little step, it already creates a lot more body. So I'm going to do that to this other side here. Again, I'm just going to go ear to ear, and I didn't even like I said, I didn't even back brush or hairspray anything, just because it's late at night and I'm gonna probably be going to sleep soon, so I didn't want to put any products in my hair. So if you can see some of these, I'm sorry, I didn't really try to hide them too much today. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more, just kind of like that. from ear to ear. And I'm gonna drop my longest part just to make sure I don't cut that off. And you can totally do this without having them in your hair. I just really like to see how everything's gonna lay, so I do it this way. So that's my hair. It just fell, dropped off, so I'm gonna slide a little bit more and then I'm gonna start cutting it off. And you see it already gives it like a more nice frame to your face, I think. Here, let me turn this way so you can see. It already kind of like gives it a little bit more movement. So I'm going to go again, dropping my real hair. And then the bottom one just fell as well. This is my real hair and then the bottom just fell. So I'm going to go in and just kind of feather it as well. And then when I take off my extensions, I lay them a certain way so that I know where they go. I mean you could probably tell by like how the pieces look, which ones are the shorter ones and where they go. But sometimes you can, if you don't wear them for a while, you can forget. So I like to lay them. Basically, I take off the first piece, lay it, then the next piece, and the next piece. So that way when I pick them up, it's just like from bottom to top, and it's just all organized. So that's just a tip I do. Some people actually like to write on them and label them, but I don't really do that. So, alright, so now what I'm going to do is, since I did the front half, I'm going to go in and do, so there's like the back half here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that in half and then just work on the next section and kind of do the exact same thing. Because I'm not going to add too many layers, because even with my hair, it's more of like, I'm trying to do like the longer layered look, so I kind of want to continue that with this hair. So I'm going to slide down. This is my real hair here. So what I'm going to do is, once that falls, I'm going to slide just like half an inch more and then just start sliding down. And again, just open, close, and you can go really slow and take as many sections as you need. You don't have to do it, you know, like in this little bit of a section and that's all I cut off. It's kind of hard to see because of the color of the hair, but it's just very little. But just with that, it creates enough movement so that it looks really pretty. So you'll kind of see here it has a little bit more of bounce right here. And then it's like, so when I go to curl that, I'll curl them and film that video as well, so you can see like the movement. But you'll see it already has like more movement versus like this side right here. It's kind of just like a sheet of like, you know, hair, and I like it to look a little bit more natural and more like mine. Okay, so again, letting my natural hairs right here, so I'm scooting down just a little bit more, and then I'm going to go in with that same section that we just did, just to add a little bit more. And this is good to do because if you do it all at once and try to go all at once, what you could potentially run into is like a really blunt line and chopping off more than what you want to. But if you take it slow, I feel like you can really see where you need to work on, and it looks really pretty in the end, I think. So I'm getting that last half of that section that we haven't done yet, and just so there's my real hair. It's already kind of starting to, so it fell off from the top and from the bottom, so it's safe now to scoot a little bit more. Really carefully. So I'm only really cutting off like that much at a time. It's not a lot that I'm taking off, but it is making a difference in doing something. So so that's how I do it. And I'm pretty much going to be doing that same thing, going over each section like twice and then seeing how it feels at the end, and then adding more if I need to. So and I feel like after washing these extensions, usually it feels like, you know, different, because extensions usually, if they're good, they'll come and they're like super silky and awesome and they feel great. But once you wash them, you're like, oh shit, you know, these feel like shit. So, but I actually feel like these feel almost better after I wash them. So I don't know, I like it. I'm excited about it. So now I'm gonna go with that other section, and my mirror's on this side, so I'm trying to show you but also not cut my real hair. So I'm gonna divide that up and then do the same thing. Okay, so this is my real hair, and then my real hair is starting to fall on the bottom. So I'm gonna just start. And what happens when you do it this way, it kind of preserves the length. So you're not cutting a lot of the length, you're just cutting the top part of it. So you're basically really only doing layers. You're not really cutting the ends off. So that's what that's creating. So this top part here is mine. And then I'm gonna go in with that first half. Okay. All right, so here we go. So just like that, it's not a whole lot. And it's always, when you're doing this, it's always better to have the hair like in the beginning of the shear rather than right here. Because if you put the hair, I'll show you. If you put the hair like right here where you're only using the ends, you could potentially cut the whole thing off. But if you're grabbing bigger sections and using this part, it's kind of easier to have control of it. But I mean, that's probably not the same for everybody. That's just what I've experienced. So that's just a little tip from me to you if you want. I think I'm not going to do any more on that. And right now I'm just kind of just checking to see how the movement is. I'm seeing like layers and like a little bit of dimension, or I guess layers. So I feel like it's, oops. So I feel like it's comfortable. And again, once I curl it, oops. I feel like that's comfortable for me. And I know once I curl it, I'll probably go in and do a little bit more of point cutting. But the first time I curl these, I am gonna film a video to show you guys how I do it, and then if I do end up cutting more, I'm going to show you how that's going to look like. But overall, I think this is how I feel comfortable with these. I don't know if you can see the clips or anything, but I'll show you the back, because I hate extension videos where people show you the front and it looks amazing, but the back's like, what does the back look like? They never show you. So I'll show you what the back looks like. If you can see my clips, didn't hairspray or back brush, so don't judge me on that. And of course it's not trimmed, so the bottom is going to be really jagged, I can already tell. So but that's pretty much what it looks like. It's very I feel like it's very full and very natural. I'm a huge fan of these. I haven't purchased this color before. I've always been kind of scared. What I usually do is I always get the ones that are like the most blonde and then dye them down, and it's like, why don't you just get something that's potentially your color and then save yourself some time? So alright, so that's pretty much a little short summary of how I cut my extensions. It's pretty similar to my video when I had my purple extensions, but I just wanted you to see it from start to scratch and with straight hair so you can see the difference that it makes. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are interested on how I did my makeup, I did film a video. It's coming up. I am currently editing it, so it should be up soon. And thank you so much for being patient with all the weeks that I've been off. I'm hopefully gonna start feeling better soon, positive about it. So stay tuned for the videos to come, and comment with any suggestions that you have. And until the next time, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.